Nice other scene on. Let's go ahead and play music anyway. uh yeah. Okay, let's get to it. I need to start using Trello more. So often I find myself ending a stream or stopping working on the development of this thing when I run out of ideas of what to work on next, right? So by having this should help keep me motivated. So here's my to-do list, right there in the center. Add velocity, force to object attacked on her. Makes sense, right? There should be some knockback for getting hit, right? So that they don't stand right on top. Just push them away. The hurt animation kind of looks like, you know, you're getting kicked back a bit, right? So let's keep that going. Enemy drops, that needs to be a thing. We don't have drops right now. We don't have random items that can be in the world. We don't have textures for them, yes, but a key could be one of those, right? So we need to set up a system to allow that. Death animations. I realized when I'm killing the player or when I'm killing the enemy, his death animation is not playing. He's just disappearing. So those are some things we need to set up. We got going. We'll get some messages. Nice. Okay, so let's get into this. I got 2 Trellos open. How did I manage that one? Okay. Trello Affinity. It is time. You are here. We can start. Let's do the first one on that Trello list I was talking about, adding velocity. And need to fix my Stream Deck so that I can do that quicker. Combined powers. Oh, arm popped. Rule the galaxy. Okay, Thanos or something like that. Father and son. The lol guy. Where am I gonna need to do this at? The knight is a good place to start. So he's got the attack. It's on the sword attack name script, which is a horrible name we've discovered last night, but that's okay. As it loads up. Make sure my settings are right here. I can hear if someone messages me. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So in the attack itself, right? So take damage. That would be one way that we could do it, right? In attack damage. Or take damage. Let's look at that one. So it's on the health script. It doesn't have a reference to a rigid body. We could get one. We would need a direction of travel to know which way to attack from or to apply the force from. But I think this will work. So if I do something like this, overload it. Vector 2. Knockback. And let's just leave it like that. We'll just leave it as knockback. We will call take damage with the damage amount. Just like that. And then we'll need in this a reference to a rigid body. We won't want to require a rigid body, I don't think. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Below the Stone, for plugging me. So part of why I've been plugging you during my streams and stuff is I think that like indie devs need to help each other out, and it will make the overall indie game dev industry better. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Lenzo. So I appreciate it. Private, serialized field, of course, serialized field, and I'm gonna call it rigid body 2D. Oh, what's this lurk one? Yeah. Yeah, you guys you guys still gonna stream tonight? We've got that planned thing that I need to do to take care of on your stream that, like, you know. Cool. You guys got time in mind? Like, I don't know if I'll stream my normal time on Sunday night, but... No votes yet. Emotes only happen for certain people. So we're gonna say if rigid body is not null. Zoom in so people can see. Blow triggered. Around 7, okay. See what time we're eating dinner here, and then I'll stop in at some point and then make sure that we take care of that thing. Oh my gosh. You need to make a Philfish emote, but with like a circle and a line through it, so like not Philfish or no Philfish. Yeah, I don't care for my emotes tags either. The one's stupid, like the WoW one, it's too long. So we're saying if it's null, not null, rb.add force, and we just say knockback. There we go. That should be it. And anywhere we call take damage, we can just say take damage with a knockback effect. And that should do it, which would be over here. And we're saying this. We've got a direction of travel, right? That's a vector 2. Time to grind. Top-down 2D action adventure. Inspired by Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Hey, thank you for the follow, Lenzo. So we just say direction, I think. Boom, done. Hey, I got my elevator porch pitch nice and short because just about everybody knows Link to the Past, so it just like cuts it off. You might have been here before. I know, I recognize your name, but it might have been from Below the Stones streams. I'm the same tech stack that gets the stars. And then gambles them all. I've done that 2 or 3 times now. I've gotten like several thousand and then just plugged them all away. It's so hard to do it on your phone though. So like when you do Sling and you enter the numbers, you have to enter the numbers in reverse order. So if I want 135, I have to enter it as 531 because it's glitchy. I don't know why. Guess a lot of people referencing that in elevator pitches. Yeah. It's a nice game, right? It's well done. Yes, me. Wait, what did I just add that at, though? Right. Another layer of challenge. I'm sorry, guys, but didn't I just add... Oh, I did. Right there. I'm looking right at it. The direction. There's no other take damage in here because the arrow is the other thing that takes the damage, right? Projectile damage. On collision inner. Gets the damage amount. Projectile hit. Take damage. We don't have a direction here though, do we? We do not. Wait, Twitch is on the rounded corners hype train as well? What are you talking about? On the... Oh, like their buttons and stuff, I do see rounded corners, yeah. So we need a direction. So we could say this dot we got a rigid body on this. Rigid body 2D dot velocity. I'm really careful with pitching the game. I don't like saying we're basically in the game. Fine. But it does work well. Yeah, agree with that statement. So I don't want to give the wrong impression, right? I'm inspired by it. I'm not cloning it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want my game to have all the same things. I just enjoyed that game and some of its features. Where is projectile hit cap? I think it's on the arrow, but let's make sure. Projectile damage is there. Projectile hit is not. Did I put it on each of these? 'Cause that's crazy. I did. But that's gonna have a rigid body, so I can do it. So it'll work. Wait, that's the rigid body, not of the arrow though. It's gonna be the collider. And that projectile needs to have RB dot game to get component, yes. You're making your own art or using someone else's. So the majority of it at this point is from the Unity Asset Store. I've purchased it, but I am making my own for things that I didn't have as part of that. Rigid body 2D. If I did not use someone else's art that I paid for, yeah, it's easy to forget about. Then you would be looking at some of the worst programmer art. I wouldn't be doing this. My own art assets that I've made for other things do the opposite of inspiring me, let's put it that way. If RB is not equal to null, we will do this. Else, we will do this, which is to give just to do the damage, but not give them any knockback because we don't have a direction basically. So RB dot velocity, which is a vector 2 dot normalize. So we'll set it to a scale of 1 so it doesn't go flying too hard. Yeah, that's why I try to stick with pixel art. It's where I can get away with my crappy way of doing art. I've tried pixel art. I'm not. It takes me too long to make something that I'm not happy with, and if I'm not happy with, why should I expect anyone else to be? So. Yeah, that could be some of my problems too. I go beyond I'm like, oh, I'll make it 32 by 32 or 64 by 64, and then I'll make it pixel art because I'm dumb. Okay, let's test this. Let's see if it gets the knockback. Wow, what is taking so long for us to... Wow. Awesome, didn't click the button. This one. Nope, not that one. This one. Now load the right scene. Start. Okay, so let's hit this guy with the bow and see what he does. The heck? Where's my arrows even going to? What? No error messages, really. That's on the firing of it, so why is it... But I do find 8x8 appealing as well. Well, with so few pixels, it becomes more difficult in 16x16. Yeah, I've tried to train myself through watching various tutorials and things like that, and one of the things that seemed to help me the most was imposing limits on yourself when you're trying to draw something, so that you can accomplish it, right? So especially in pixel art, like instead of having 256 colors to choose from, give yourself 2 or 3 or 4, right? And use those. That seemed to help me personally. And then of course shade from there, right? I mean, he's firing the bow animation. Does the bow animation not have its event or something? Bow, right there's the event. Bow attack. Let's make this guy a bow attack and we'll just see if it works from the enemy standpoint. So he's ranged. Let's see if he shoots at me. Is the arrow invisible? I'm a little puzzled here. Oh yeah, I bought this neat pixel art drawing program called Pixelmatic. And it has some really nice features for making complete train sprites and such. Oh, cool. It's enabled. It's got the arrow sprite renderer. I'm just trying 5, so it should be visible for a short period of time at least. Are we instantiating it? Which would be on the sword attack. Bow attack. Right there. Set a breakpoint there, make sure it's reaching that piece of the code. It should, but let's just make sure. So I have no clue why changing an unrelated piece of the code has done this. First time I didn't reach that piece of code, that's interesting. I'm gonna hit continue. Didn't do it. Okay, he's trying to instantiate now. His bow. I did roll back some code, so I have GitHub going this whole time, right? And I rolled back some changes earlier. Maybe I rolled back too much. That's the only thing I changed there. That's the only thing I changed here. And in health, we added an additional method that shouldn't have done anything. We aren't setting up this, so we'd only do this one. Let's go ahead and finish that, I guess. Projectile damage. Never didn't start to look for it. RB get component rigid body 2D. Go. Not that that's going to fix what we're working on, but let's look at the air. This guy. On his sword attack. It's got arrow in there. It should try and instantiate that arrow at that offset, right? Plus offset, yep. Let's leave it attached to Unity. We'll put a breakpoint there at that spot so that we'll check the location, because maybe it's spawning at some weird location. I love the little techniques you can use. For example, if you want to make terrain continuous without knowing where the 16 by 16 sprite ends, you fill the middle of the sprite with the texture where you want, and then you split it into 4 parts and switch the diagonal opposite ones. After that, all 4 edges make a perfect transition, and then you just fill the middle, finish the whole thing. Yeah. Does that tool you were talking about have an easy way of doing that? Because that's something that's a pain to do in Photoshop. Like, there's no mirror mode in Photoshop, no live mirror where like I paint on this side and it automatically appears on this side, because that's like, symmetry is something common that you do, like making a face. I want to make this half the head and have the other half be the same. And I know what you're talking about, it's not symmetry, but it's related, right? Well, in my mind it is. So 46, or 49 and 70 plus the offset of what? Offset is just 0.8, so that's barely anything. So 46 and 70. Continue. Oh crap, he's gonna shoot again. Let's remove that breakpoint from that spot and continue. We're gonna go out of maximized mode for a second and look to see, are these arrows? They are getting spawned in. Where is it? Its sword order was too low, for real? What's the main overworld's grids ground at? It's at 0. Let's just fix the CD. So he's spawning them in. That's the good thing, right? It was spawning them in. That's what we want. We're gonna add sort order. There we go. That way it just automatically calculates what it should be based on where it is in the screen. Be done. That's going to set the order in layer. Still not showing. It has some nice tools for things like that. You can set the cell size of the sprite sheet and fill the canvas with multiple instances of. Oh yeah, that would be nice. So it's moving. My script here is not setting it. Oh, okay. Thought I'd set that to automatically find it, but whatever. Top parent is that. Go. Should have never hit that button to revert the changes I'd made. Top parent is not set. What? Now it's working. Yeah, now we can see it. I must not have saved the change to the prefab. Did I? So we are dynamic on this one, correct? Come on. Dynamic, yes. So this is if it's not dynamic. This is if it is dynamic. Top parent equals the transforms parent. Right. I heard that most people use a sprite, yeah. Though I haven't tried it myself. I can't comment on it, but I do like pixel edit for the pixel art. It has color suggestions for shading, which saves me trouble of being very to pick colors. Oh, that's cool. That would be very handy. Somebody told me about that specific program for the shading piece. It might have been you. And so I found something similar in Photoshop. So like if you go and do the color picker on this, it shows like this. But if you have it in 32-bit mode, go mode 32 bits and do the color picker there, there's something similar, right? So like this is kind of shading it, but it only works in 32-bit mode and it disables all sorts of features in Photoshop. So I'm not sure what that's about. Gosh. I would have committed this last night, so it wouldn't have been that if we're taking it out. Whatever. So if top parent is not already set, right? Because we're setting it. We'll do this. I never played around with those settings. Photoshop is too complex for me. It is complex as a sharp learning curve. And I think I might need it for what I'm trying to do with this game, because it's not really pixel art per se. You know, I mean, everything tactically is pixel art. It's just at a certain resolution, but like this is pretty detailed, right? It's not. There's no harsh edges to this. Everything, when you zoom in, there's lots of color gradations and this and stuff. So this style, the artist called it hand painted. So I need to learn how to do hand painted stuff to match, which will be fun for me. Yes, you're spot on. So the The tile sets that I'm using from this pack are 128 by 128. What the lag? 10 FPS, baby. Yeah. Because we're just spamming those error messages left and right. So I broke my code. If it is not null, it will do this. So if it is null, add that backwards. If it is null, we'll do that stuff to look it up. Here we go. There's my arrows. Gotta stop the movement of the stupid character when he's shooting. You missed all of the things. Lenzo and I were talking quite a bit about different art. What the heck? Why did that guy just disappear again? Didn't hit him. We were talking about lots of different pixel art programs and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so it's not working when I get hit. The part I was trying to do. That's right. Welcome according to Bo. Yeah, and so I mean, he's infinitely small when he turns sideways. So those little black lines that you're seeing, if you were to step on one, you just fall through the world. Oh, these errors. Okay, I get these errors. These are errors that happen because I'm dead. Let's catch it before that. That was the thing I hated most when doing Unity to make pixel art game as a school project. Yeah, it's very frustrating. I'm continuing forward at this point, but I know that I need to fix it. Okay, that should give me an error message somewhere in the console. Animator's not playing the animator controller. I don't think that's from this. Doing some nice tricks to fix it in the current tile system. Feel free to share. I've tried lots of tricks and haven't been able to fix it yet. But I'm all ears if there's one out there I've missed. I've been told several of them so many times that I will know right away if I've tried it. I want the console. Here we go. Separate window, so I keep it on my screen so I can see when error messages come up without having to get out of the game. Okay, let's go to the bottom of the console though. Okay, so we got a decent number of messages, nothing a warning or anything. Come at me, bro. Hit me. Is he killing himself? I think he is. When he shoots up, he's killing himself. How we fixed that yesterday too. Yeah. Where'd my... For example, offsetting the gap between the tiles, grid cell is usually by an extremely small amount. It removed the vertical and horizontal lines of moving ground. Though I've only done it using 16s by 16, so the offset number will vary on your art image. Okay. I think you're saying, so instead of having tile A and tile B touch each other inside the sprite sheet, put a gap between them? That's the one I haven't tried that has been suggested, but will be quite the effort for me, because there's a lot of tiles. I have to separate that on. That said, it seems to be happening to the grass the most, so maybe just fixing the grass will be enough. I don't know. You make them cover one another on the very edge. Oh, so you're saying in the editor, make them smaller. Or slightly bigger. I guess it'd be. Okay, there's my first message. That's probably when I died. I can bring it up on my screen too. So you're saying something like this in the grasslands tile maps this piece. Oh, crap. If I go into the sprite editor, you're saying adjust the sprites here. This is the sprite that's doing it, or one of them, or oh no. Oh, inside the inspector. So for the tile set. Game object itself. Are you kidding me? This? And you make them slightly closer together, is what you're saying. So like the grid, okay. So instead of a cell size of 1, so cell gap. What about it then? You're saying to increase it. Are you kidding me? This is something I haven't tried. Well, I've seen it happen already. Yeah, it's still there. But and that's on the parent one, so that should affect all tile sets. Yeah, it's still there. Good try, though. Definitely something I haven't tried. 0.01. Make it. Oh, I don't think that's any better. I didn't do minus. Has to be minus. Okay. Kind of obvious now that I've done it and it's worse that it needs to be minus. It is impacting it, right? It's making an adjustment for sure. It's not a nothing change. Oh, I could see it there. Oh, wait, it's not supposed to be. Gosh, it's fixed it on almost everything but the trees, maybe? But the trees are on a different layer, so that could be understandable. No, but those layers would still be... No, I'm getting the yellow ones there still. Yeah, it's still happening. It might be a little better, though. Semi-transparent, okay. Well, like, the ground is fully opaque, right? There's no transparency in that. The collider's not stopping me on the water stuff. It definitely seems to have changed what's happening with it, right? It was more of a black line, now it's a yellow line that's popping up. Let me make it to a smaller amount like he says. Oh. Negative 0.001. Two semi-transparent sprites cover each other. The area where their two cover each other will have an alpha of the two combined sprites. So alpha 10 sprite covers an alpha 12. Well, get an alpha of 30. But that would be stacking their transparencies, which to me makes sense. So maybe I'm not understanding what you're going for with it. And it's still happening, but maybe not as much. I would say it's a slight improvement on it. So the other thing that I need to retry is the pixel perfect camera for Unity. I've seen lots of suggestions that can help. But the problem was it like made my screen too small, and I need to go in detail in its documentation. I didn't have time when I tried it. Yeah, but if you had water sprite that is semi-transparent, you'd be seeing the darker blue vertical line. So it fixes the problem, but it adds another. Oh, okay. Nice speed of my animation on that water is way too slow too. Okay, so why is my knockback not happening? Let's get into that then. I'm gonna attach to Unity, and I'm gonna go into, what is it, projectile hit? Yeah, because this is where we're saying this, right? Oh, wait. Let's try the knockback with the sword. Let's go whale on this guy. And didn't really knock him back, did it? But could it be because he's controlled by the AI, which is overriding the rigid body? Possibly. So let's set the knight then to not ranged, to swing based. So he'll use his sword instead on me and see if I get knocked back. No, but I am taking damage. That RB is for the young hero character, it says. I hover over it. This is in my health script now. Inventory display. I want to step through it because I think what might be happening is the player's probably his player controller is updating the horizontal and vertical velocity on the very next frame. Yeah, to be 0. So I'm overriding his knockback effect, basically. I don't have anything pushed down, so he's not going to have anything. We set the velocity directly on the rigid body. Do we instead set it as a add force here? Going to completely change the way he moves, though. Let's experiment with it. So I'm going to take this line and instead say add force, so that, you know, two forces added together kind of thing. New. It's going to make him act like he's on ice, though, because he's going to want to move continually until I remove that force, unless I set like a high braking distance, in which case adding a momentary force from the arrow or from the sword is not going to do anything to him. Yep, my hands are off the keyboard and he wants to act like he's on ice. So I need to somehow cache what his velocity was from the knockback and then apply it in this as well. Ride my bike with no handlebar, yep. Look, Mom. So it's in the health that we're doing this, right? And that's kind of an awful place for it. What's this neat thing to work on while learning Python? I don't know. I don't know Python enough to know. We're going to set up another variable player controller. Oh, wait, get component. Automate the boring stuff by AI. That's right, I forgot that you started learning that, Falcon. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to learn that this year, by the way. For work. Public vector2 knockback amount. Isn't automate the boring stuff based on Python 2 though? It's easy, import what is needed. What I need to do, do the thing. Yeah. Long time ago I tried learning it just on my own for like a week. It didn't seem super complicated, I just had no use to use it anyway. Oh hey, I get quality choice for the stream. Pretty pretty useful in downloading Unity in the background. You've got a quality choice on my stream now? For real? What? I'm confused. Because affiliates aren't supposed to be able to do that. And because of that, I went in and downgraded my stream from 1080p to 720. Because I got the bandwidth to do 1080, but everyone was complaining, I can't see your stream, it's too much bandwidth. Oh, okay. From 1 to 10? Maybe a 5. I'm pretty thirsty. New vector 2 0 0. Back go tour vector 2. Water chugging stream? Yeah, that will turn into I need to be AFK for a minute stream then if I chug that whole thing and then got another one. I need to fill a potty. Let's knockback amount. Okay, so we can cache the knockback amount in there, and then let's say, can we do knockback amount at the end of it, I guess. How was the snow, by the way? We got about 5-6 inches of snow, probably. And it wasn't too bad to shovel, because I kept shoveling it throughout the day. Because it took literally all day for it to fall. Only problem with 160p is I can't see what you're coding. Yeah, I bet not. Pixel art coding session. That's the scale. And we're going to scale it by 0.9. 0.9. Like that. And it's going to be an F in there because reasons programming. No? Can I convert from float to vector 2? Oh, it wants a vector? ADP. Okay, it's overloaded too. So what's the overload? Come on. What's another vector 2? So new vector 2 0.9 comma 0.9. I knew that's how it would work, but didn't realize we needed to convert it into a vector first. Just one big grayscale dot. Not even color, just grayscale. What? Come on, hit me. Oh, you chicken. Hit me. I mean, he's pushing me probably just as much, right? Oh, wait, I never set the knockback amount. It's on the health. So we need to do if PC is not equal to null. Else we'll do this still, even though we're probably gonna have to remove that and just replace it with something else like similar. We'll say PC.knockback amount equals knockback. Boom, done. Isn't that what, like, P, isn't that what, people in Britain use for some of their currency. For like pence. They call it P. No, that's 2 P's. Insert the count from Sesame Street laughing here. Ah, ah, ah. Number 2. Ah, ah, ah. This is quickly making me question life and whether or not we need knockback, because... What? Why is it not working? Let's make sure we're applying knockback. Patch to Unity, please, before it starts. There's so many corny jokes going on, I forgot what we were downloading already. All of the P's. Okay, let's set a breakpoint in my code here. And run. We still have knockback amount set to 0.01. Like unsquinting your eyes. A screen shake could be another good idea too. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. The flash white I wanted to do also in addition to the knockback. So like it's all good ideas, but I was going to do flashing white, but the screen shake I hadn't thought of. Not sure it's going to be super appropriate or how it would work. Let's step over that. We'll get a velocity of 1. Player speed's 5, vertical velocity 0. 5, 0. Why does Link collect pea bags in Adventure of Link? I haven't played that one, I guess. Bags of piss. Okay. So his velocity was 0 basically, so it got the knockback amount, but maybe knockback amount is just so small we're not noticing it here. So let's give him a redonkulous amount of knockback then. Redonkulous. Call hierarchy? Do you have a call hierarchy in this? Yes, we do. Ticket me in points for P bags. Well, is that like what Mario's jumping on in Super Mario World? P switches? Times. Oh, I gotta stop. There's a yellow P switch in Super Mario for the Nintendo or Super Nintendo. AP wings. Yeah, what's up with Mario's inconsistency, huh? I mean, we need to start talking about the real discussions here. One game he gets a leaf and he can fly. One game he gets a cape, he can fly. What? The lore for his own game, he does not have any form of consistency. That feels like knockback. He moved a significant amount each time, but let's really make sure that it's working. Let's go ridiculous mode. What other ways did he could fly? I mean, he got in a green frog boot. That worked. Knockback is a thing. That's right. I'm asking the questions that needed to be asked. I mean, so Super Mario 1, he couldn't fly. He could eat a flower that tripped him out and he like had fire breath, so let's just say that's a jalapeno. It's probably too much knockback, but it's not bad either, right? So that takes off the edge of the guy like doing so much damage to you. Maybe I need to scale it down quicker. Oh, never mind. There's still a Visual Studio download to go. Remember that one Super Mario got where he could turn into a statue? Yeah! Yeah, and there's different ways he can fly in the newer Super Marios, like on the Wii U. He's got this propeller hat that he can do. Did I say jalapenos? I meant habaneros. So let's try the decrease amount and make it like 0.5. So it gives you a decent amount of a knockback, but it doesn't last for as many frames. Let's see how that feels. So basically, instead of a slow curve down on his velocity, we'll do more of a rapid curve, rapid drop off. That's starting to feel right. Dang. He can still own you, though. So now we need to get it going the other direction for the other guy, right? So we need to have on the enemy AI interaction, we need to grab a knockback amount variable, plop it in there. And in our, what is it, update? Yeah, update. We are setting our velocity of the rigid body. Which do we even do? We probably don't. No, we don't, because he's controlled by an AI instead. But there it is. Is it read-only? Can we manipulate it then? Get. It's not a set. X. Okay, so can we manipulate it? That's the question. Why is whatever equals knockback amount dot x. It's not a variable. Right. What other options do we have then? Dot add dot force. Nothing. Okay, can we just say this is manipulating the rigid body, right? That's what it's doing. That's just telling us what it's getting off the rigid body. Are we also manipulating it anywhere here? Radio. RB. getting it, but we don't use it anywhere. Can we say up here rb.add force knockback amount, and then knockback amount dot scale 0.5f. Really? 0.5f. 0.5f. New vector. Vector 2. Okay, let's try that. You can call me stupid. Yes, you can call me sheep. You can say I'm lazy. You can say I'm weak. You think that using right, I've got to hit him, don't I? Let's let him go nav pathing on his own, so he's not trying to target us. That's an interesting element. No! Couldn't tell if it hit him or not. I have to disable this guy's AI. It moved him, but I don't know if it's had the same kind of impact. Let's break here. Restart the game. It definitely moved him, but it was very, very faint. Oh, let's get rid of that one, because that's not needed. Continue. Okay, so knockback amount is 100. We're going to set that. Why is my code not breaking there at that spot? Oh, because I didn't put the breakpoint there. And it's immediate. Crap. Oh, I know. Stop. We've set it here, but we're not actually accepting that anywhere because on the sword attack, we're getting Indian food, so talking about jalapenos and flaming butt breath. Do I really want that? The problem is the Indian food place we have here in town. My wife and son like it. I don't care for it as much. It's not... They don't have the Indian food that I would normally eat. Let's see if she needs me to come up for a second. Need me. Thai food. I don't think I've ever had Thai food. Not sure. Like, there's not a lot of variety here in Ohio for some things, especially where I grew up. Like, there was not a lot. Basically a bowl of hot. Okay. I don't mind hot food. Like, I like hot food. Ohio has good pizza. You can get a little bit of everything. There's all the chains and, of course, everything. But so you can get anywhere from like a New York style. That's more common, or like more of a middle ground, like a pan pizza is pretty stinking common around here, but there are places that have Chicago deep dish too. Yeah. Yes, pan pizza. It's definitely what I think is the most common. I enjoy good pan pizza. So where are we getting this damage from? It's on our health, and on the health we said if it's a PC, so we need to check if it's an entity component instead. So private entity, no, enemy. Interconnection, so EAI, we'll call it, and we'll do EAI equals get component. EAI equals get component. Enemy interaction. And down here, say else if this EAI is not equal null, we will do this else. EAI dot knockback amount equals knockback. There we go. So we must have been getting the knockback from this call instead of the other one, because it never would have got set and it would have been 0 here every time. So the scaling would have never took in place either. And it would have been for 1 frame only, blah blah blah. That's why it was so small. No. Didn't feel like it did anything. It's not null, we're setting it. We're grabbing it there. This health component should be on the enemy interaction object. Dang! Just getting knocked back gives you a chance to run away. I think I need to flip what I'm doing. I need to take the amount that it's slowing down by and decrease how I need to extend it over more frames, but increase or decrease the initial amount, so it's a slower pushback, because he's just like snapping into position and stopping. So let's go back to like 0.8 here, and on the sword attack the knockback amount is just ridiculous still. Maybe 10 or 50. Doesn't feel right when you get hit. Like visually you can see it, but it's too, I'm in a different position now, I'm teleporting kind of feel. That looks better visually. That guy is just too OP. I need to catch him while he's walking to something else before he's trying to look for a player. Get to your target. Now wander somewhere else. Killed him. Couldn't see if it knocked him back. It just doesn't feel like it's working. If I keep trying it, it doesn't seem like it's doing anything to him. Yeah, it's not. So why? Let's see, on the bow, are we trying to give knockback bow attack? So that was in the projectile hit. We are giving a rigid body velocity normalized. Let's just give the rigid body velocity as the vector 2D, because it's quite high, the velocity of this thing, if I remember right. Because in bow attack we give it a velocity of what? 0.05. Oh, it's not that high. Okay. Scale by 10. New vector to 100, 100. Just knock him out of the park. Crap. Vector 2 v equals that. Well, we'll take the scale part and put it down here. V dot scale that, and we'll pass V. Ask my wife if she wants me to go with her to get the food, and she's not answering me. Maybe she's ordering food though. Maybe she's on the phone. Compiler errors, never. Oh, we knocked him back. Okay, so you said no. We knocked it back, boys! So Below the Stone, is tonight the night you're doing the Uno thing? As in you're playing Uno? Or are you doing it on a different night? Or have you even given them away? Maybe you haven't. I imagine you'll probably need to give people time to download it and everything, right? Not that it's a big game, but some people don't have the best internet connection. Okay, so we can give this guy knockback, it looks like. I think I need to change how I'm storing these numbers that we're using. That feels better. I can keep him off of me a little bit, right? So we're scaling the velocity of the arrow. That's working, but not what we need to do. Let's go to our reference class instead. We'll set up two different static variables that are scales, basically. So knockback, it's going to be a float. Knock back sword scale. And it's going to have a value, and then one more, and it's going to be bow scale. I can go into one spot and just change these and remember where it's at. Knockback sword scale. What is it that we're using currently for the sword knockback amount? Direction times 50. So we're going to take that 50 amount, take that out of there and say reference knock. Oh yeah, it's aired off, so it's not going to compile it, so I can't use it yet. We'll set it to 50 for now because it might be what we end up using. So let's see. Knock. Why is it not letting me get it? Public. Public. I probably should make those uppercase, but for now I'm okay. Sword attacks. Reference. This song's going to put me to sleep. Sure. Sword scale. Take damage. This version of it, call history. We're on trigger enter. This is a projectile. This is literally just a direction for this. But in this case, this will work. So we get this. We say normalize. So it puts to a magnitude of 1. Let's do this normalized, normalized. And then this can be the code we had before, I guess, that I didn't need to get rid of. Normalized. And then this can be the reference dot bow scale. What should do it? And those are the two places we're calling the take damage with that parameter, so that should be it. Scale's too small. Scale is too small. Not sure how that worked out, but it is too small. Reference 50? Too small. Maybe the normalize doesn't work on that. Come on, come up here. A little better. Let's see if we can get him with a sword. Almost impossible. You're so much faster than him too. Boom, you're dead. I need to block his movements when he gets hit or something. Because he's doing it to me. Like, I have no control when I get hit. Because I'm doing an animation that's blocking. That time I only got 1 heart of damage on me. The sword knockback is not working for him though. So we're saying take damage, so on health. Take damage. For EAI, we're setting the knockback amount. And on the enemy thing there, we're adding that force right there. But we're scaling it here after we've added it to the rigid body. Let's just times 10 or 1,000 or something, right? 100. Let's get this thing going. I want to see an impact on him. I want to know that it's working, and right now I don't. I don't even know if that's getting called at all. To set his knockback. That worked. Maybe pin against the well there. Surely you need a debugger where you can see the call stack. Yeah, you can. I'm just saying, visually I couldn't see that it was working. And I needed to see that before I could set the amount to a reasonable value. So it is. Let's check our player again. And we're scaling his movement down by 0.8. Let's do the same for this guy. So he moves back, or his decreases his speed slower, the knockback speed slower. And then let's take it down to say times 50. Not sure why knockback amount needs to be more for this guy than the other guy. But we do. Come up here. Let's get away so he stops tracking me. He should come up to like here somewhere and stop. He did. Okay, so now he's just wandering around. He's after me again. I need some music and things for this game. That's gonna be my next challenge artistically, is how am I gonna get music in this game. Like, I need some way to know that he's alerted to me or something, right? Let's just wail on him. Still too much knockback. 5? It's a pretty extreme reduction, but it's just way too high. Now it's not enough. 10. Okay. Night, Lenzo. Rest well. Ha! Shot you with my bow and killed you. Did I really hit him every time? Because it didn't look like I did. That was a miss. And he died? That's my damage amount on an arrow. So I have to hit him 3 times with a sword. Prefabs, right? Arrow. Do I not have it defined on the arrow itself? Damage amount 1. Is it because I hanged around for an extra frame or two? I have. Debug.log. In projectile hit trigger. So that'll tell me for how many frames or whatever it's in by just looking at the debug log. Once it compiles, we run it, we shoot 1 arrow and 1 arrow only. And let's do it vertically because he's got a longer trigger collider vertically than he does horizontally. So it has, in theory, a longer time to be inside of him. Okay, so how many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang it. So destroy doesn't destroy it immediately then. Or, better yet, let's take a look at this. I'm going to take us out of pause, get out of full screen, go split screen with it here. So we can see that. Oh, take it out of pause mode. We're shooting one arrow. I thought maybe there was a possibility like I'm spawning multiple arrows per button click, but it's only on button down I'm doing it, not on get button state, right? Or whatever it was called, get button. So let's clear this one more time. Play. Start. Okay, we're here. Busy. Let's clear everything. Able to see what I'm doing. How'd you get up there, dude? Seriously? You're messing up our testing. Oh crap, wrong window. No! Don't kill me! You got hit twice by that one arrow. Let me make sure that I didn't... What? Amazingly, he's propelling himself into orbit on these hits. Not killing him, he's just getting launched. Come up here, so we can tango up here. Okay, so you can see him here. I missed him, dang it. No, don't go in there. Come out here. Yeah, I'm right here. He gets launched to the fountain. Now, just a minute ago when we were doing this, something's off. I need to look at my knight character's rigid body and the player's rigid body. They must be set different for their drag or something. 0.05. Don't remember which one it is. If it's player or young hero character, so we'll go here. 0.05. Linear drag is 0. Like, is his mass super changed? Got that on one screen now. Enemy, knight. No, they are identical in their settings. Mass is 1. They're both simulated. They both don't have a physics material. Their gravity scales are the same. Because if he shoots me with an arrow, I don't go launching, do I? Let's set him back to ranged. Like, I know I got knocked back, but it wasn't that bad. Swing to range. Maybe when I redid it, I overdid it. I redid the amounts. Just go up here, have him shoot me once. What the heck? Did he shoot himself? He shot himself on the roof. Shoot me. Okay, that's obviously way too high. Was I changing the wrong scale number? Knockback sword? Bow scale is 500, seriously? I bet I was changing the wrong one this whole time. That's why it wasn't looking like it was having any impact when I was changing the... Problem solved. Programming. A game of a bunch of little puzzles that you have to solve because you make one little mistake and didn't realize it. It's very cool that he can shoot himself again for the 600th time. Where'd he go? Is he in orbit? No, he shot himself. He killed himself. Wait, let's just turn off the bow for now. Let's also check his up direction offset, which is set to 0. What's the player's offset for that? Bet it should be 1. It's 1. That's why he's doing it. So knight into the prefab, into the base prefab for up. It's at 1. Okay. So in this prefab, the variant, it's at 1. But in this scene, it's set to 0. It's overridden. We are going to revert to what it was. So now if I look at that, it is 1. 1.5, 0.8. Okay, so let's go to this prefab. Overrides. That's fine. Everything else looks good. You are a swinger right now. Let's make you ranged again and play and see if he can shoot up without killing himself. He can. My knockback looked decent. His knockback looks decent. Okay, let's get him pathing somewhere else. Just killed him. Eventually I'm going to change the size of my sword attack area. Is he in space? Yep. But we have it set to 500 is why he's in space. Okay, let's set this down to 50. And I actually have to go, guys. So I'm here in the garage door opening, so that means dinner time. What I will do real quick here, let's see if anybody is streaming that we've got. If so, we'll go ahead and give them a quick raid. No. truly. So let's see if we can find in our category here. Tech. What? Come on, everybody's in science and technology. Talking about Twitch. And let's search for Unity. Who we got? Who we got? I'm not seeing where it's finding Unity anywhere, but it says it's here. WordPress, nope. Node, game dev, UE4. Me. Yay. OBS custom UI stuff. That's interesting to me. Yeah, there's nobody with Unity, so we'll go over here to Deedle. We've rated him before. Let's rate him again. What I will do, guys, we'll rate him. I might be back a little later on tonight. I guess it depends if Below the Stone ends up streaming and I start watching that instead. So I'll catch you guys a little later. We'll raid this guy. In 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid. Bye.
Oh, I see. Holy shit, Tech Stack. Thanks for the raid. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. Don't question Q pays taxes logic. After all, he pays taxes. Ew, taxes. Who pays that? What? Logic where? Get it out of here. You're scaring Coco Koala. Q pays taxes. Stop, you're scaring him. Taxes. No, stop it, Patrick. You're scaring him. I want to see one with, like, I'm a sovereign citizen. It means he doesn't pay taxes. What? Yes, I do. Ooh, taxes. No, stop it, Patrick. You're scaring him. Oh, God. Sorry you can't stay? You have a Chipotle waiting on you. You have an entire store at your beck and call. It's crazy. Alright, bye, Tech.